Welcome back into our 2026 football preseason interviews. Darrell Clark from McDowell High School. McDowell made some good progress last year under Coach Clark. They made the playoffs again, finished 5-6 overall. So we're excited to talk to him today. But first, Coach Clark, I have to tell everyone this year the videos are brought to you by Talk It Out NC. Talk It Out NC's mission is to reduce underage drinking by fostering open, honest, and ongoing conversations between adults and young people. Just like winning a big game, preventing underage drinking takes teamwork. Parents and teens visit talkitoutnc.org for resources to start the conversation about the risks of underage drinking. Well, Coach Clark, how's the offseason been so far? I know there was some good progress made in McDowell last year, and just what's been the overall feeling with the team in the offseason?
Just right now, just trying to find that new quarterback. I had a first year had a quarterback that started a lot of games here at McDowell, Danny Brown, and he really took on what I wanted him to do last year. So now I'm just trying to find that new guy to kind of keep this tradition going.
Yeah, he was a pretty good player. I think he threw 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions last year.
Yes, sir.
A dual threat guy as well. So I guess what's your philosophy with that process? Do you have a competition going on, and when would you want to kind of decide who gets that kind of starter role?
So right now, we done spring ball and we done all the 7-on-7 stuff this year, this summer. Right now it's J-Ron Moore. He was one of my standout receivers last year.
Okay.
That was the athlete that can do it all. He was the backup quarterback last year also, but we really didn't have to use him. So he's the guy that's going to step in and be that guy. So the good thing about that is I got all my receivers back from last year. So I got all my receivers. I'm breaking in a running back, but he was one of my receivers last year too, Lincoln Cole. So it's skill guy wise, we are got a lot coming back. In being the second year in this offense, so it has been real good. Just to keep plugging along, keep pushing these kids to learn what we need them to learn.
Do you think it helps, with him being a former receiver? He knows all those other guys that he was, playing with at receiver last year. So do you think it helps him kind of know their tendencies and whatnot?
It does, because he was that kid that he always wanted to be right. He always wanted to be right. He always wanted to be in the right spot. When it come down to finding the zone, send it down in the man, keep it going. So he understand what I'm talking about when I'm saying, you're late on your ball because you missed this window, or we're rolling out. When the receivers drop their butt coming out the break, the ball should be gone. So he understands that. So it has been a easier transition. And I know we haven't truly put on pads yet and things like that, and the rush is coming at him. But for a first year guy playing quarterback, it's good with what we're doing teaching wise, and he does know where the kids need to be at.
I know he was number 12 last year, right? So is he can switch to more of a different number, maybe not Tom Brady, but something else as a quarterback?
No, he's going to keep that number. He's going to keep 12.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, for anyone that might not know, tell them some of the names of those receivers that you're excited to have back.
So I got Jaden Whiteside. He was him and J. Ron was 1 and 2 last year when it comes to receivers. I have Isael Trejo. He was my slot receiver that I had last year. Lincoln Cole was the other slot receiver, but he's going to running back. And that's going to open up a lot of things for me, not being in just basic, spread offense. I'm gonna be able to go 5 wide some with him because he played the position of receiver last year. And then I got my tight end, back, Kane Boone. He's a kid that I don't have to go, bringing in a tight end when I want to do things in the run game. I can keep him. I can keep him on the field at all times because he can do it all. And then I got another kid that's going to step in where J-Ron left off, Lester Woodside. Lester was one of my cornerbacks last year. And this kid, if you look at this kid from last year to this year, you'll be like, oh, man. He's a kid that he's been going to camps, got a lot of people really like what he's doing. I mean, he looks the part. He's about 6'1". He played like he's about 6'4" because he's that long. And I'm excited about having that kid to be on the offensive side of the ball too. So we got a chance to, once we figure out the whole offensive line piece, got a chance to do some good things on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about the offensive line. I think there's just a couple guys back there. Tell me about who's gonna be there this year.
Yeah. So the thing about it is, the first couple games I'm gonna be starting 5 new offensive line. And the
Okay.
reason why that is because my center, he also wrestled. He finished third in the state in heavyweight. He tore his MCL, so he had to get all
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, so he had to get that situated doing like when wrestling. Like he even went to state with a torn MCL and finished third.
Mm.
And so, but he'll be back probably week 3, week 4, and then I'm starting a lot of sophomores and juniors that I got that played, but they didn't start. So they got some time in and things like that, and I'm excited about what I got. I mean, I I believe me myself. My offensive line last year was good, but I got a chance to be better up front, bigger anyway, bigger and more athletic than I was last year. So
It's exciting. Well, I'm sure you're looking forward to getting those pads on them
yes,
here in a month here.
yeah.
How about your running backs? I know there were some seniors in that group last year.
Yes, so I had 2 senior running backs, Jordan Barnett and Hunter Pittman, and both of them played a lot of football here at McDowell. Even when I was at Asheville, them kids we played against, and I got like say Lincoln Cole, he'll be going to running back this year. But I got some sophomore running backs that I got 3 of them that I'm excited to have up under him to be because those kids can do multiple things. So in my offense, yeah, we run the ball just as much as we throw it, but I
Mm.
like my running backs at the backfield catching the football too. So I'm excited.
Flipping over to defense, there's 5 stars back there. You run a 3-3-5. Just I'll give you the floor on here on defense. Who are some of the guys on that side of the ball?
Yeah, so Jaden Whiteside and Lincoln Cole is going to play. Also, he'll be one of our Bucks. Jaden Whiteside will be our rover, and then Lester Woodside, he will be our free. So them 3 guys, they play offense, but they also gonna play defense. I'm a 7A school without
Hmm.
7A numbers. So I mean
Yeah.
that's the big thing that I'm trying to fight. You know, with the help of my administration to really get us moved down to a classification because we're not a 7A school. But like I say, and then I got Cameron Ruth. He's a defensive lineman kid that played a lot last year. That he'll be back playing. And then I got Jaden Tipton. He's another defensive line kid that played last year. And also like I say, Kane Boone. He's a kid that didn't start, but he played a lot last year. So I got pieces coming back. And we got a lot of linebacker bodies. That's why this year we kind of went to the 3-3-5 because we got linebacker DB body kids, so we can like really be fast on the field and just trying to give people headaches.
Are you planning on doing a mid alignment appeal this year?
Well, I hope so. I wanted to do it this year. I wanted to do it this past year at the end of the season after everything finished up with basketball, but our administration thought it'd be good to wait until the realignment get ready to hit and stuff like that for next
Okay.
year. So we'll do it. We'll do it at the end of this year and try to see where. And I know it's going to be a lot of schools doing the same thing because the ADMs. If you look at them,
Change a
they're
lot.
down across. Yeah, they're down across the everywhere. So
Mm.
so yes.
Yeah, absolutely. How about specialist wise? You got a plan to kicker and punter in these spots?
Well, I got my kicker is back. He was a sophomore last year, and he is a kid that got a leg. I mean, he'll be a junior next year. Also, I think we're gonna let him punt. Also, he was an ex soccer kid that played soccer, but he fell in love with football and just stuck with football.
Hmm.
And he's a very athletic kid. Like he can play receiver for me. Also, that's how athletic he is. He got great hands, but he loves to kick the ball. He'll be back. My long snapper. He'll be back. He was a freshman last year, so he'll be back doing that also, and also playing offensive line. So got some kids that can kick and snap, and then like I said, my skill guys with Jaden Whiteside and Lester and Isael Trejo, they'll be my return guys.
You might have mentioned one of these guys already, but is there kind of a new face or two that you're excited about that people might not know now, but by the end of the year they might know who this young player is?
Yeah, well, I got a freshman, a 6'5", 240 freshman that moved in my
Hmm.
district last year. at the end of last year. And this kid came in. He came in my building. He got brothers that go to my school, so he came in my building. I thought this kid was a junior, senior. That's how huge he is, and he just looked the part. So he's a kid that I already told my guys he's not going to be a 8-quarter guy. He's going to be a varsity guy. He's going to be a varsity guy, and his name is Malachi Anderson. And truly, like, if you saw the kid, you'd be like, man, he looks just as good as my 6'4" tight end that I got, Kane Boone. I mean, if you look at them, they look good. So both of them kids will be on the field together a lot, especially on the defense side of the ball, and just excited to see what he's able to do.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those where you just kind of like, when you see it, like right away, you're just like, yeah, that's a little different. I mean, that's good to hear. So Malachi Anderson, we'll keep our eyes on him. Any changes to the staff this year, your second year here?
Yeah, I had I had not a lot of turnover,
Okay.
but about 3 or 4 guys that coached last year. One of them went to Patton. He was a good guy. He was a good guy that I hated seeing lose. And so I got some of my middle school guys that's coming up that played college ball. My offensive line coach played at Campbell. He was a All-American at Campbell at center, and he's going to be the offensive line run game coordinator for me this year. And then Tyler Banks, my receiver coach, he's also coming from the middle school. He played at Morris Hill, so I know him from those days. So just excited to have those guys coming up to join what I already had. Just got a chance to. They had a chance to learn what I needed them to do in middle school last year, and really the group of kids that they got coming up already know a lot of things that we do on offensive side of the ball already. So kind of excited about that.
Gotcha. Well, schedule wise, last year you went on that run there. You won like the 4 straight games, I think it was. Then you kind of slipped up against Alexander Central in a close one. Is it the same non-conference schedule this year, just flipped?
Yeah, same non-conference, just flipped. And like I say, I know North Buncombe, and I know Inca, and I know because I come from the Asheville area, so I know those guys, and they're going to be better this year. Inca has a new head coach that come from North Henderson, Jim Beatty, and I've been knowing Jim since he was at the TC days, so I know what he's going to bring to the table. And then like you say, slipped up against Alexander Central. That was one that really stung to us this past year. That we could have been 6-1 going into the meat of the conference, and we lost that one. So, but same schedule. I mean, our kids are going to have to be ready to play because it's going to be tougher than it was last year, starting off with our non-conference.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course, in the conference play, you have a defending state champion in your conference as well. Good teams in.
Yes.
So what would be a successful year overall if you could fast forward to, let's say, December? What would you be satisfied with this year?
Well, I'll really be honest with you. This year, I mean, having a winning record. I mean, that's the big thing. What you always look for, not coming in fourth in conference. If we can be second, third in conference, that'll be like the what you want, because my conference is tough. It's not an easy conference, and everybody's getting better, So it's going to be with St. Stephen's. St. Stephen's, I think, is going to be the team to beat in the conference this year. Not taking anything from Freedom, not taking anything from Watauga, but St. Stephen's was a team that really last year truly hit us in our mouth. That really brought us down. Alexander Central, yes, we lost that one, and Coach Marshall did a great job. But St. Stephen's, they came out and really showed us what football was. That kind of was an opening eye moment for me in this conference. So it's just I think they're going to be real good, and I know Freedom and Watauga is still going to be good. Alexander Central, I know he's going. So it's going to be a tough one. So if I can finish second, third in the conference this year, I feel a lot better.
Overall, how's the school feeling about that conference a year into it, the new Northwestern 6A, 7A? I know it's a little bit different from what McDowell was in before, just overall in all sports. What's kind of the feeling there? Do we like that fit? And just what's the feeling there?
We do like that. Be honest with you, we do like that fit. I mean, the big thing of we're more competitive. McDowell is a basketball school. It has always been a basketball school for years. and our basketball program always push and does well and things like that. So baseball and softball, looking at what happened this year to them guys, like I think it's kind of similar. It's a similar conference than it was than when when they was in the MAC, because you had certain teams that was in the middle that was together. Then you had the two schools at the top, so it's kind of the same ordeal. You know, you still got in TC and TC Reynolds, Irwin, and you got Asheville in the MAC that you got to beat up on. And here it's you know, Watauga, Freedom, St. Stephen's, Alexander Central, you know, and not taking anything from South Caldwell, because I know they're going to be a lot better this year too. We caught them on a great week of preparation last year. So, you know, I think it's kind of the same ordeal, you know, when it comes to competition wise.
Awesome. Well, Coach Clark, I really appreciate your time today. I'm excited to see how things progress for McDowell. Now you got a kind of year under your belt there, and kind of everybody used to everybody and all that stuff. Excited to see how things go for you this year. And again, for anyone watching the video, it's brought to you by Talk It Out NC. From facts about the effects of alcohol to conversation starters, join Talk It Out NC this year for safe, smart choices. Talk It Out NC.org. Coach Clark, again, I appreciate it, and best luck to you here the rest of the offseason. Of course, best luck in the season as well.
Thank you. Have a great week.